Joining me now as we build up to tomorrow's final and give you what's happening in terms of the mathematics of the teams that will join Sogo Rangers in tomorrow's final is my homeboy, a fellow Wasu. He's the Zimbabwe Cricket Media and Marketing Officer, Tino Mawoyo. Tino, Muriwadi. Welcome. It's been a big and exciting couple of days in terms of the NPL T20 bus, but we're now down to the business end. Obviously, Sogo Rangers through to the final. What's your assessment of the tournament so far? Has it lived up to your guys' expectations from an organizational perspective and even from the entertainment and competitive level?
Yeah, definitely. I think from an organizational point of view, it's a lot easier to run the T20 Blast because we get all the teams to come into town. The NPL 45 is when we travel all around the country. But other than that, you still need to be quite organized. And I think Wanda Chisango and his team, the tournament director, have been very good making sure that things are in good order there. The standard of cricket is the highest I've seen at club cricket for a very, very long time. And that's what Zimbabwe Cricket's been trying to achieve with the NPL T20 Blast, give an opportunity to some of the younger players who haven't had an opportunity, who want to put their hands up to play first-class cricket, to play in some of the senior teams. And I think if you look at the scores we've had this season, the number of times teams have got past 200, teams have chased down 200 has been massive. So I think this is ideal. Club cricket, T20, exciting stuff going into provincial cricket. I think it can only lift the standard of domestic cricket in Zimbabwe.
I know with the NPL National Premier League, and it is national in nature, we have teams from all over the country taking part. But I want to focus on Sogo Rangers, the first team to obviously punch the ticket to tomorrow's final. A lot of exciting talent, but they've been able to also rope in international level coaches like Ryan Maron. What does that do in terms of maybe growing and improving the standard in our club cricket?
Well, it certainly lifts the standards, and I think you can see the difference. I was just online yesterday seeing comments about Sogo Rangers, and I saw one saying that they're fielding like an international side. Ryan Maron himself, obviously a specialist fielding coach, but he knows a whole lot more about the game, and you can see that he's brought something extra to that team. So it's nice when you see at club level teams taking the game that seriously, getting somebody from across the border to come across and pass on some information that they know. I think I've seen him have a couple of sessions with some of the local players as well. So it's not just about him and the Sogo Rangers, it's also, peeling off and passing on to some of the other guys in the club system. So I think it's a wonderful initiative from Sogo Rangers. It's worked quite well for them so far. They've done well to get themselves in the final. They get a day off tomorrow. Takashinga One, of course, who we've just seen the captain speaking, have to go out there, try and win today against the winner of the Eliminator Gladiators and try and get themselves to the final. But it's been fantastic, it's been exciting, and I'm looking forward to today's second qualifier and the final tomorrow.
All right, let's talk about that second qualifier. Takashinga Patriots 1 and Gladiators facing off. Takashinga Patriots from Highfields, Gladiators from Chitungwiza. How important it is to have those areas represented in terms of, I know there's teams from Mbizo, from Kwekwe, from Gweru, to have that diversity and representation in the NPL T20 Blast?
Well, it's massive. I think if you go back in the years, the only big area that used to produce quality cricketers, national cricketers, was Highfield and Takashinga. You go back to your Alta Jugumburas, former captains, Hamilton Masakadza, Prosper Otseya. But now when you get a team like Gladiators that's also producing, international star players, Wesley Madewere comes from there, young Milton Shumba, Clive Madande, I think that just shows you how much the game has grown in the country. And it's a fierce rivalry between the two of them, so today is going to be an exciting second semi-final. But it just shows that the game has spread a lot more, and it's good to be able to see, two different regions in Harare coming together and being able to, to fight for the honors to get into that final game.
And then just looking at the NPL, it's a relatively new format that Zimbabwe Cricket has introduced over the last couple of years. I mean, we're very familiar with franchise cricket, with the Logan Cup, even the Vine Cup. What impact do you think it has had? Has it grown to the levels that you guys wanted to grow? And where do you want to take it in terms of the impact that it can have on the growth and development of cricket in Zimbabwe?
I think the NPL has grown a lot quicker than we would have thought at Zimbabwe Cricket, to be honest. And you'll find that we've always just played our cricket in the traditional cricketing season in Africa, which is September all the way up until April. We've realized that in that time of the year, you get a lot of rains, you get a lot of lost time to weather. So we've brought in this club cricket competition that happens throughout the winter. Your NPL takes a good 2.5, 3 months. Your NPL T20 is a couple of weeks at the back end, but it's a precursor to the domestic season. What it does is it allows the youngsters who play in club cricket, who haven't been seen at franchise level, to put their hands up and say, hey, listen, maybe I'm good enough to be a rookie player. What we're looking to do now is to get the associate league before the provincial season starts. That then gives some of those lesser players an opportunity to put their hands up in associate cricket, get an opportunity at provincial cricket. So it's a wonderful platform for young players that are coming through. And I think if you look at some of the top, run scorers in the NPL T20 so far, you've got Shadendorf, you've got young Panashe Taruinga, who was part of the Under-19 World Cup squad earlier this year. It's serving that exact purpose. It's allowing youngsters to say, I can play the game, give me an opportunity, and let me see how far I can take my career.
And obviously, the final on Saturday, the NPL, obviously we know that Sogo Rangers are in the final, 6 p.m. I think that's a relatively new thing for us as Zimbabwe cricket fans, getting to watch night cricket. What has that done in terms of maybe the fan engagement and getting crowds to the ground? And what are you guys doing to try and make sure that people come through and watch the final on Saturday?
Well, before we even talk about at club level, I'll talk about international level. You know, Mr. Tichwa, for many years, when Zimbabwe travels to the subcontinent where one day T20 cricket is played under lights, there's dew, we're not used to that because we don't get to train in that, we don't get to practice in that. It happens once every 6 months, and it's very difficult to adjust and adapt to that as you get to a ground. Yes, a couple of day-night practices before a tournament helps, but it's never really something that's now part of your DNA. So that's something that's massive for our national team players. It's something that's massive for club cricketers. It's not many club cricketers around the world that get an opportunity to play in front of a crowd, to play under lights, and to get that experience at such a young age. So that also just helps prepare youngsters for the next stage of their career. In terms of crowds, yesterday was quite good at HRS Sports Club. I expect it to be even better today, Friday night, as well as tomorrow night. We've got lots of entertainment after the final on Saturday. We've got Tino Mawoyo, we've got Volts coming through. So whenever we've crowned the champions, please make sure that you're there to also enjoy the festivities with us after the game.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And I think that's something that cricket has been doing quite well in terms of just creating that match day experience. It's not just about going there and watching the sixes and the catches and, the wickets tumbling, but also that experience of bringing in, crowd favorites like Tino Mawoyo and Volts JT. But for somebody now who's probably trying to plan their weekend, how do they have to pay? Is it for free? What are the charges like for that final on Saturday, or even the second qualifier today?
Yeah, so we're obviously trying to pull crowds, as we always want to with our domestic cricket. So entrance is absolutely free. They can bring the kids along as well. There'll be a little fun park for the kids to be able to run around and play jumping castles, your likes. So it'll be a family day out tomorrow. Come and enjoy yourselves. Games are 1800 hours tonight as well as tomorrow. So looking forward to that. More excited about tonight to see which of those two rivals gets through to the final to play against Sogo. But yeah, I'm really excited about where our domestic cricket is at, especially at club level.
So yeah, tonight it is the second qualifier at HRS Sports Club at 6 p.m. Cricket under lights, the NPL T20 Blast, and we'll find out who between Takashinga Patriots 1 and Gladiators will face off with Sogo Rangers. I know where I'm going to be on a Saturday, 6 p.m. Down to probably around 9ish. There's going to be some entertainment. Remember, Volts JT just released a new album. Tammy as well has got a couple of songs trending, but before that, obviously, the cricket, some of the best talent in the country. So if you want to be the person who's like, I was the first player to see Panashe Taruinga hit a 6 right over the VIP stand, our Sports Club is the place to be. Maybe just before I let you go, just one final word to the fans in terms of encouraging them to come out today and tomorrow.
Well, certainly, the fans have been great. At international level over the last 2-3 years, they've been very good so far in domestic cricket, in the NPL T20 Blast. Guys, we love your support. Come through, enjoy yourselves. We've got a couple of really exciting games left in the NPL T20 Blast. And I leave it to the final 3 teams that are there and say all the best to them.
Konapo. Ipapo pa ZTN Prime. DSTV channel 294. The place to be.